God's Word Online, the Book of Acts, Bible Study Commentary. Acts chapter 27. Overview of Acts chapter 27. Acts chapter 27 depicts the perilous sea journey of Paul and other prisoners as they travel from Caesarea to Rome. The chapter details a severe storm, shipwreck, and eventual arrival on the island of Malta. Throughout the journey, Paul's leadership and faith are highlighted as he provides guidance and encouragement to the crew and passengers. Verses 1-3, the journey to Rome begins. The journey begins with Paul and other prisoners being entrusted to Julius, a centurion of the Augustan cohort, indicating that Paul's status as a Roman citizen affords him some privileges even in his captivity. They set sail on a ship from Adramyttium, a port city in Asia Minor, with the intention of reaching Italy. Aristarchus, a companion of Paul, accompanies them. This demonstrates the support Paul had from fellow workers during his travels. Verses 4-8, challenges and detours. The journey progresses slowly, encountering adverse weather conditions, which prompt them to take shelter along the coast of Cyprus, and eventually in Myra, where they find a ship bound for Italy. However, their progress remains arduous, with challenges such as unfavorable winds and difficulty navigating. Verses 9-12, Paul's warning. Despite Paul's warning about the danger of continuing the voyage, the sailors decide to continue, aiming to reach a more suitable harbor for wintering. Verses 13-20, encounter with the storm. The voyage takes a perilous turn as they encounter a severe storm. The ship becomes unmanageable, and all hope of survival seems lost as they endure days of darkness, unable to navigate by the sun or stars. The crew resorts to desperate measures, including throwing over the cargo and ship's tackle, to lighten the vessel and improve their chances of survival. Verses 21-26, Paul's encouragement. In the midst of the storm, Paul offers words of encouragement and assurance based on a divine revelation he received. Despite the dire circumstances, he expresses confidence in God's promise of safety for all aboard, showing his faith in God's will. Verses 27-32, navigational crisis, and Paul's intervention. As the storm continues unabated, the crew attempts to ascertain their location and escape using the ship's boat. Paul intervenes, warning that their safety depends upon remaining with the ship. The soldiers, recognizing the validity of Paul's warning, take decisive action to prevent the sailors from abandoning the ship. Verses 33-38, Paul's assurances and nourishment. With the storm still raging, Paul urges everyone to eat, assuring them of survival. He demonstrates faith by giving thanks to God for the provision of food, despite the dire circumstances. The crew lightens the ship by discarding the wheat into the sea, further illustrating their desperate attempt to improve the ship's buoyancy. Verses 39-44, land in sight, but shipwreck imminent. At daybreak, they spot land but are unable to identify it. They endeavor to run the ship aground on a beach, casting off anchors and loosening the rudders to navigate toward land. The ship ultimately runs aground on a reef, but all aboard safely reach land, fulfilling the promise of God's protection as relayed by Paul. The centurion's decision to spare Paul, and prevent the soldiers from killing the prisoners, underscores God's care for Paul and his plans. Summary. In Acts chapter 27, Paul, along with other prisoners, set sail for Rome, aboard a ship bound for Italy. They encounter a fierce storm, which threatens their safety. Amidst the chaos, Paul receives a vision from an angel, assuring him of their safe arrival in Rome, even though there was an impending loss. Despite the sailors' attempt to flee in a lifeboat, Paul encourages everyone to remain on board, promising their safety. Despite the shipwreck on the island of Malta, all passengers and crew survive, fulfilling God's promise of protection to Paul. Please like and comment and share this with your friends.